Why do you keep calling me Calvin?
Well, that is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
It's the Al Travis Show, and we've got her on, Senator Heather Gustafson. I love having you on, Senator, and I thank you for being here with us. I think it was with you, I'm almost positive, right after the Hoffman and Hortman shootings. You know, we are both, you very vocal about it. We got to stop the rhetoric. We got to do this. And I think I even asked straight up, how long do you think this is going to last? Right? I mean, you're like, this could be, this is huge in Minnesota. Then we had the Charlie Kirk shooting. We now have made this completely political in my mind. You and I might see this completely different, but I think, because that just wasn't that long ago. 3 months? I'm just off the top of my head, 3 months? Yeah. And now everything about this has gotten political. And here's what I'm talking about. And you can tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Yesterday, well, I suppose that would have been on Sunday, but yesterday the story came out that the governor wants now a constitutional amendment on gun rights. As he says, people are mad, we've got the numbers, we can make this thing work. This is the same guy who, since then said we need a special session, let's make this gun control work. But literally, Senator, I know, he knows, he couldn't get anything. The numbers just don't add up. It's 67-67 and only 33-33 in the Senate, as we said. So nothing could get past the Senate. So why do any of this? And here's my analysis. You tell me how wrong I am. You're shaking your head at me. He's running for governor. He's going for governor again, and he has every right. But the last thing he needs is the other thing we're going to talk about is all this fraud that keeps coming out. So he'll wipe fraud off the front page of the Star Trib. You say, I want a constitutional amendment. Front page, there it is, all for everybody to see. I think this is nothing but charades. It's just, look over here, look at the shiny object. Don't think about the fraud. Could I be wrong? You can tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but that's what I see in the top three stories today.
I think so. I mean, as far as the gun bills go, he is somebody, and there's a lot of other people too, not just him, that are meeting with the families that were impacted by Annunciation regularly. Yeah. And I think it is more than just a headline to him then, right? And it should be for all of us, to be clear. But he is very invested in making sure that this does not happen again in Minnesota. And so I applaud that. Now, we have a lot of things to sort out in the legislature. As you mentioned, we are down 2 members on both sides. So that really begs the question about how do we even organize? And then in the House also. Before
you pass it up, for you say organize, just so people, that's terms you guys use, and some senator did yesterday. Yeah. What do you can't even decide who's in charge or what. You have, if he calls special session, it isn't just an addition of what was going on. You have to come back in and vote who's in charge and who does what, getting an order. And because you don't have 34 votes on either side, you can't make order. You would all just be sitting there waiting for lunch.
Yeah, no, it is a logistical. There are issues there. And I know that people are like, just get something done. But you're like, really, like procedurally, it's going to be tricky. And I don't know that is, people are thinking about that. So to your point about the constitutional amendment, I guess what that tells me is that he is just trying to be as creative as he possibly can be about how to fix this without having to worry about, some of the things that we are experiencing right now in the legislature, which is uncommon, right? I mean, it's not like these are normal times for the legislature either. So
let me ask you about your thought of changing the Constitution. The problem with it is, even because you did this thing with the Inspector General, you just put up a bill, you put a lot of time into it, you got the other side to come and you put massive hours upon molding it, and somebody said this doesn't work, so you figured out this and all that to get it to where 30 senators in the Senate said, you bet. It was 31, 30, I don't know.
60. But 60.
What?
Our vote was 60 to 7. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, 67. So you get this. So you do all this work to craft it to be good, to be great,
Yeah.
And then you look at the others, and it can't even get a vote because, not everybody and enough people don't appreciate it, don't think the wording's right. For us to try to pass a constitutional amendment, this is what drives me nuts. First, we shouldn't touch it. Then when you word it, it doesn't come down to, this is the best writing of it I really want this. I can't have an opinion like it'd be great if it was switched a little bit. It's somebody's going to write the language, and it's all that or nothing. Mm-hmm. And even you got to understand, you did the best you could, put it out there, and it was a million changes to get it where it was great. Yeah. We can't do that with a constitutional amendment. They don't do it. And to do it while everybody's really hyped up and upset about guns, which I get it. I mean, we've probably not the best time to try to write the perfect piece of legislation. That's what I don't like about the constitutional amendment. It just won't, there'll be something wrong with the wording. I'm against the 5/8/16 of the duck money going, that shouldn't be in the Constitution. You guys should be doing it. I'm against changing it, but if you're going to change it, then it has to be a methodical walkthrough of how we want it worded. Because if you're like,
it still has to go through that process, right? I mean, it's so
which you can't do because of the numbers still. This is my point. It's all theater. He can even say that and get everybody whooped up. Yeah, let's do this. It's crazy talk, and I don't like it because I think it's because, again, I agree with you. I know he is very hurt with the Hortmans, who are good friends of his, and he's got something here. But I think it also takes off the fraud off the front page of the paper, which, okay. So special session, is that happening? Is it going to happen? I mean, here we are sitting here playing around.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not being coy. I literally have no idea. I get asked that probably every day, and I still don't have an answer.
That's because you're management. You're tied in. People want to know if the person tied in.
I think all of those things are still being considered, but it's weighing maybe things that you want to do versus what you're able to do in the legislature. So
the two Senate seats get filled November, that first Tuesday in November, right? I mean that's right. The election's coming up. Would you try to squeeze in a special session between Thanksgiving and Christmas? And if you don't,
you have to remember then that creates another empty House seat, because if the Democrat wins for the Senate, she is a sitting House member. So, yeah.
Okay, so then the House gets in this, depending which side, that all depends which side wins then. So the Senate seats get filled, and if it's a Democrat that wins in the House seat, or wins that Senate seat, now you're down one Democrat in the Senate, on the House, so you don't want to take it then. If it's a Republican that wins, you can't do it. Oh, wow. This doesn't add up in any way that you can get this. Well, so why are we even talking anything until you guys get back in February?
Yeah, I mean, I understand, and I get it, right? Because it is frustrating for people who deeply care about something, which is all about, I mean, I hear about it a ton in my suburbs. It's just that, we have to have everything in place so we can do it the right way. So if we wait till February, there are some benefits to that as well. I mean, I can work on bipartisan bills that I think would actually have, support on both sides. We can still keep fighting for the things that we know Minnesotans want, but we don't maybe have the votes for right now. We could probably get them in the future if we do that work. But I mean, all of everything you're saying is not wrong. It's just we need Republicans to care as much about this as Democrats do. I don't know why it's always on the Democrats in order to keep our communities safe, especially around guns. I don't know why that's always our job.
I know who it was. Shannon Watson said this, and it made so much sense to me after she did it. It's where your safety is. It's where you feel safe.
Yeah.
For folks, I'm going to guess on your side, you do not feel safe when other people have guns. Whatever gun, the bad gun, the gun, that makes you feel unsafe.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I can appreciate their side. My point is, I get it. The big ugly gun that scares you, it's a feeling thing. On the other side, and this is why this is just whose feelings do we want to go with. On the other side, I don't feel safe if I can't protect my family. So I want that. So it's your safety versus my safety, and can we find that thing in the middle?
No, I mean, this is why you want people like me to carry these bills, though, right? Because I understand that we're also a hunting family. I get it.
Oh.
And we're trying to be, at least for me and my bills, we are trying to be very specific about what it is that we want to do. I'm not trying to take away our hunting culture or personal safety.
I loved your bill. The trigger bill. This is honest. I have guns. I have a carry permit. I was in the service. I have never had a gun with a binary trigger. I didn't know it existed until you banned it. And I'm like, okay, so it wasn't going to change my life. If that's going to make the Heathers, your side, feel safer, not have no water off my back. It just didn't bother me in the least. Now, that being said, I get the other side of this, though. When my side, look at what's going on, it's always some lunatic. Always somebody with the bubble off, off center, that's doing it with the item that I feel protects me. I'm not blaming the item, I'm blaming them. That's why I think if I'm going to convince you of anything, it is the mental health thing. Naked guy in our capital saying he's the governor can't get a good hour and a half with Dr. Phil at the hospital up there and find out, this guy's, needs room and we don't have it. We're spending our money in the wrong place. And that's probably why we look at a different, if it wasn't the gun that the guy used in an Annunciation Church, he would have rammed that truck right through the same stained glass window and done crazy's going to do what crazy's going to do. And I don't want to be unprotected. So it's back to, where are we going from here? I'm not opposed to Heather Gustafson being in charge of this because I do think you're common sense. Here's the other thing. On the other side of the break, I want to talk, and I'm coming right out, and you're going to give the question now. How upset are you that you did all that with the Inspector General bill and made, I believe, a spectacular bill, and yet, I'm going to blame your side, would not let it come to a vote in the House? That's got to tee you off. We'll talk about it with Heather Gustafson right after this.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
Braver Angels Minnesota is part of a national movement that brings together conservatives, liberals, independents, and others to restore trust, respect, and goodwill in politics. We seek not to eliminate our differences, but rather deal with them head on, with respect and understanding. We do not try to change people's views, but how they view the other side. There will always be differences. Braver Angels Minnesota believes the best way forward is to change how we deal with those differences. Join the civil conversation at mn.braverangels.org.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
We've got our Senator Heather Gustafson on the program. Senator, we backed your Inspector General bill as much as we could on this program. Everyone that came on, we're big time behind it. We still want it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I started reading a paper about another fraud case that came, ICS, and I'm getting reading. I thought it was what we were talking about on Friday, but it wasn't, because that's another one. I'm like, oh my God, this is another fraud they're talking about. And they quoted the Friday one in the third, and I'm just like, you cannot keep up.
Yeah.
I want to know from you. You have a bill that could seriously help the state of Minnesota. The governor now has got his own version of it, but it's not the same. It's like, yeah, you want some reporting to him. And your side in the House wouldn't let it come to a vote. Now, they didn't vote against it, just to be completely frank. They voted against the ability to bring it up in the House. Anyway, How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, I can only do what I can do, but there's still a lot I can do. So the good news is that our fraud group, that bicameral, bipartisan group, is still meeting. We've been meeting over the summer. I just had lunch with a couple of them recently. So we're not stopping. Our goal this next coming session is to get it on the floor for a vote. That is all we're asking for. We need it to go to the floor for it to be voted on. And that's, I don't think that's a big ask, and it doesn't stop. So I appreciate what the governor is doing. Again, I've always said, I welcome anybody from either party to the table if you want to discuss how to fight fraud. That is my only goal. It is my number one priority. And if we can make that happen, great. I will listen to all ideas, but I guess nothing changes for me. I mean, me, my group, our goal is the same. Get it to the House floor for a vote.
Fair enough. Here's the thing. Let me tell you how you stop fraud, or at least halt it for now.
Okay.
Is you all get back in February, whatever day you go back in. The first bill is the bill Heather Gustafson writes with the Al Travis bill that literally rewrites all these programs we got. This new ICS program. Didn't know we had it. It supposedly helps folks with disabilities learn how to write their bills, clean their houses, take care of stuff, help them live independently. Okay. Let's say we need it. I'll bet you dollars for donuts, Senator, that all you had to do was send in a name to the state of Minnesota and say, you help Bobby Johnson learn how to make his bed today. Send me money. And we did. This is the same fraud that we've seen since Feeding Our Future. Any chance you all could have put a bill in that needs to show who you did it for, that they're actually human beings, and these are disabled folks. I presume we have them in the Minnesota healthcare system. And if they're not, you don't get paid. Just some sort of, how do we know? The one with the kid fraud, where they were saying, hey, you're going to watch autism fraud. You watch my kid, and a parent, some company comes over and they said, hey, we'll pay you $500 a month if you bring your kid to us. He doesn't have to show up. We'll pay you $500. That lady goes back to the one she's going to. I'm getting $500. He goes, I'll give you $1,000. They're literally horse trading their kid to scam the state. Put them all in jail. Put them all in jail. If you're out there shuffling your kid around trying to get kickbacks, it's time to go. I think most Minnesotans agree with me.
You have to weigh what the benefits of the policy are with the amount of red tape and just administrative costs. And I'm not saying that your idea about accountability is bad. I'm just saying, logistically, how does that work? What does it look like? And how much more money is that going to take in order to be able to do that?
It isn't more money. If you look at the attorney general who came in and thinks with that housing thing, 90%, maybe 100 was fraud.
Yeah.
So, okay, take it away then. We didn't help anybody. This is my point with some of this fraud. We need more money, or we can't get this, or you know what? I'm almost to the point now. The one in the paper today was, there you have a guy who will now lose his benefits and probably have to go back to ICU because he won't have this care anymore. And that's tremendously sad. But we would have twice as much money, 10 times as much money to help that guy if we stop the fraud first. It's just going out the door. So I don't.
I'm with you with the housing one. I think what we allotted for that program was a little over 3, and it ended up ballooning up to 120 million. I mean, that's a problem. It's a problem. And you're right. And the money is going out. And in the meantime, not only is it being taken from us from these bad actors, but also the people who need it aren't getting it. And it's going to be a rough sell to try to fund these programs without any more accountability. So
you remember, you're not old enough. Do you remember the Apple Dumpling Gang? The movies, the Apple Dumpling Gang. Oh, old time, terribly, unbelievably nice guys who are terribly bumbling, but they got money. Anyway, we make it so easy to steal from us. Send a name in. Tell the autism thing. Al could open an autism center and have no background in it. I can start sending names into the state and they'll send me a check until they can prove otherwise. It's just too easy. It's not even stealing. It's you're a bad guy, but it's not stealing. Make it hard. Put some fences up. I'm not blaming you. You know that. I'm a big Heather Gustafson fan. We are out of time. I really am. I've been back. I want this Inspector General thing, independent inspector. I want it big time. Anything I can do to help you, let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that fair enough? You have a good day. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. I really do appreciate you.
Thank
She's
you.
Senator Heather Gustafson on the Al Travis Show.